Welcome back to Useful Entertainment, everybody. I'm supposed to be at work right now, but I was sick. I was really sick. Wow, I was. It's like a 3-day event here. Day 1, I started feeling sick. Went home early from work. Day 2, deathbed sick. Not deathbed, but almost deathbed sick. Day 3 is today, feeling a lot better than I was yesterday. Yesterday was bad. I soiled my bed sheets just from going through a constant hot cold cycle. I'd be under 30 blankets, freezing. Then I'd wake up 3 hours later with the bed soaked in sweat. Real nasty shit. But today I feel 300% better. And since I'm not at work, why don't I bring you guys a video of something that just popped into my brain? This is really spur of the moment right here. I was driving around and it just popped into my head. A really good subject that gets floated around a lot on YouTube. I've seen at least 300,000 videos on engine oil, especially with older cars. What's the best engine oil I should run in my classic car? What's the best engine oil I should run in my old car with a flat tappet camshaft? What additive should I run in my oil? What's the shelf life of oil? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you what the shelf life of oil really is. This is going to blow a lot of people's minds. It's going to make a lot of people argue with themselves. As for flat tappet camshaft oils and supplements and zinc additives and all that, I am not giving you professional advice, because if you wipe out a camshaft, that's on you. That's not my fault. I will say that to me, these aren't classic cars. People come up to me and say, "Oh, you like classic cars?" I'm like, no, I don't. I just like cars. I'm 30. From the time I was born until now, this is what my family has driven. We never got anything newer. We've just had old cars. So to me, these aren't classics. But what I'm trying to say is, we've never had any issues in my family. I've never had a problem, experienced a problem, or heard problems of us wiping out camshafts due to lack of zinc in the oils. All we've ever used was this stuff right here. I think this is okay, it's transmission fluid, but it's still the same bottle. Walmart SuperTech. That's all we've ever used for oils. That's all my dad's ever used in the car since I was a kid. Walmart SuperTech. 1040 in the wintertime, 2050 in the winter. Or I got that backwards. 2050 in the summer and 1040 in the winter. So, here we go. There we go. 2050. That's what we run in everything. Now, like I said, this video is mostly going to be about oil shelf life. How long does motor oil last in a sealed container on the shelf? How long can it actually last before it breaks down and goes bad and you can't use it anymore? That's the question. Well, allow me to show you. Okay, so most of my subscribers, you know who you are, they know what I drive. I've got a plethora of shit boxes. My daily is a 97 Mustang GT with a 4.6 in it, and it does what 4.6s do. It is a oil-consuming machine. That's really what its purpose is. If you need to get rid of oil, put it in a 4.6 Ford, and it'll just burn it overnight. Mustang's got over 270,000 miles on it. It's like 270 something at this point. It's old, it's clapped out, I drive it every day. It's a shitbox. And about every 3 to 4 weeks, no, about every 2.5 to 3 weeks, I gotta put a quart of oil in this thing. It just burns oil. You should ask Chris Testa on Testa Speed Shop about how much oil that thing consumes. One time he was stuck behind me at a traffic light, and when the light turned green, he got crop dusted in a big blue cloud. And you guys know what oil clouds look like. In fact, the funniest ones are when you go through a McDonald's drive-thru and you pull up to the first window and give them the money, and then 8 minutes later they make you pull up to the second window. I can see in my mirror, in the headlights of the car behind me, it's Brrr, the big blue cloud that goes over the car behind me. It's a crop duster. That car consumes so much oil that I found a simple solution to it. My uncle, he's no longer with us, but he used to stockpile cases of oil, and he's been doing it since the 70s. Well, I inherited crates of his stockpiled oil, and I've been running this oil through my Mustang for almost 2 years. Every time it needs a quart, I punch a couple holes in the can with a can opener, fill her up, and I'm good to go. Get ready for it. I've been running this stuff for almost 2 years, and that engine hasn't blown up yet. Look at that. Kmart oil, 10W30 cans. It's a half a quart left. I gotta put that in the Mustang because it's about a half a quart low. But look at that, where you gotta punch the top. You know, you get your fill hole and your air hole. Look at that. Now, this stuff, these cans have gotta be from the 70s. I'd say late 70s. Let's just say 78 to 1983. We'll go back 40 years. This oil's been sitting in these cans that long, and it hasn't gone bad. And to prove what I'm talking about here, how badly that car goes through oil. So if you look back here, I dug it out for you guys. All these cans right here, they're all empty. I saved the cans because you can't get them no more. But this crate full of motor oil cans, look, here's a Sears one. Sears Spectrum 1040. This whole crate is gone. And every one of those quarts that are empty, they have all gone through the Mustang at this point. And if you think that's bad, check this one out. Right next to that crate, there's another crate of empties. Look at that. I don't even want to do the math on how many cans of oil that I've gone through on that oil bomb. These are all empty cans. I really should start stringing them together and making like a perimeter shelf of just pretty oil cans. I'm running, the car is a 97, and I'm running oil through it that's from the 70s. You do the math on that. How long can oil sit before it goes bad? An eternity? Evidently. So, y'all do the math. I've been driving a car for 2 years that requires a quart like a bi-weekly quart for 2 years. Do the math on that. Engine hasn't blown yet, and I don't treat the car like an old lady either. So, by the way, who else do you know that has stuff like this or would be crazy enough to run that through their daily car? So, that's just something to think about. What oil should I run? Does it really matter? Oil. Put oil in the car. The engine will run on oil. One other thing I wanted to touch on about that car burning so much oil, of how actually there's a plus side to it. Every situation has its pros and cons, does it not? When I got the car, I did an oil change on it. Then I quickly discovered how fast it goes through oil. That's the only oil change I've ever done on the car, and I've had it almost 3 years. Every time you check the oil, just to see what level it's at, it's always as clean as a brand new bottle of oil. I do an annual filter on the car. I do them in September on Labor Day. That's how I remember when I did it, because I did it on Labor Day, September, a couple years ago. Then the next Labor Day, I spun the filter off, put a new one on there. I did not prime the oil filter like people say you have to do. And every time I put an oil filter on the car empty, it's funny because when you turn it on, you can hear the timing change and all that go for a tenth of a second. But yeah, you don't have to do oil changes, man. It never gets dirty. So you run a 45-year-old motor oil through your engine of an oil burner, and you do your annual filter, and you're good to go. So, I just wanted to make a quick video of something that popped into my brain real quick about a very popular topic. So before I wrap this video up and shut you guys off, I want to show you something else interesting that my uncle gave us. Anybody here remember the name Xerox? Well, I've got a couple gallons of Xerox antifreeze. Check this out. I think that'll be our next video. How long does Xerox antifreeze last? antifreeze and coolant. Ooh. Oh my God, look, there's a gallon of all-weather motor oil 1030 back here. And here I thought I was out of oil for the Mustang. Now I'm just gonna have to like take it out of the gallon can and put it into quarts. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this actually sheds some light on some paranoia that people have out there. Oh my God, what's the best oil for my engine? What's the best oil for your engine? Oil. Unless you're driving a brand new 2035 Honda CR-V HIV crossover that has microscopic tolerances between bearings, it doesn't matter. If you're driving an old hoopty, which I'm pretty sure anybody watching this channel is watching it because they drive an old hoopty, oil is oil. You'll be alright. If you have really tight, alright, if you got a flat tap camshaft with really high spring rates for your valve springs, a lot of seat pressure and a lot of pressure on those cam lobes, if that's what you got for a race engine, yes, maybe you're gonna have to look into running something with super zinc and something that'll cater that camshaft and not wipe it out. But if you're driving a normal old car with a factory cam or something lightly spicy, a very mild cam with light seat pressure, just put oil in it, you'll be alright. And you don't have to run 1030, and you don't have to run 1040 is nice. It's a nice thicker oil for big bearing clearances. 2050 is nice in the summertime because when oil gets hot, it thins down. So run a thicker oil in it when it's really hot outside. You have an oil that keeps nice oil pressure. Just, I'm going to add a disclaimer to this video. I am not an expert. I am not a professional. I'm just giving you experience from what I've done in my life. So if things don't go so well for you, it's your fault, not mine. But, stick around for the next episode. I don't know what it's going to be on. It very well could be on the Cutlass, because the Camaro's over at Riley's house, and he's got his Buick in there right now. But I have a Cutlass with a 4-speed, with a shifter. Woo. And I also have a Cutlass with a 4-speed and a shifter and cylinder heads that came back from a machine shop. And I also have a Cutlass with a 455 in that bag. So I'll be honest. You guys let me know in the comments, what do you want to see first? Red Trash Camaro get work done, or the Cutlass? I have a feeling what the answer is going to be. So I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. And remember, it's all junk. That's junk. That's junk. That's junk. Mustangs are junk. It's all junk. It's just what junk do you choose to drive? With that, I'll see you later.